Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to my first video on a new channel. As you can see from the shirt, I actually do bass tutorials on another channel called TED Talks Bass, and I thought it might be cool to start a new YouTube channel and just see what it's like to go through that process and grow a channel and kind of nurture it from the beginning. And I thought it would be cool to base that around things that I use every day. I love tech. I love the way that tech has allowed me to be at home, especially during this COVID time, and really create and also share my message, my passions, and connect with a lot of different people. So this is the first video. Today I'm talking about the Yamaha AG03, and I appreciate you sticking around to check out the first video. And hey, go on and subscribe. Help a brother out. Grow this channel because we're just getting started. Let's get into this video. It's going to be quick. All right, my friends, so let's talk real quick about the Yamaha AG03. This thing is probably one of the best investments that I've made as a creative over the last few years. Real simple setup, fairly portable, although I think most people like myself are going to get this, leave it in the home studio, leave it set up. I mentioned that because if we talk about the build quality, it does have a little bit of a sort of a plastic kind of a feel to it. Although the sides are that's some kind of metal or whatever. Most of this is feels pretty sturdy. The knobs have a little bit of a plastic feel, but that should not deter you at all. I've had it now for about 8 months, and it's great. So let's walk through all the inputs. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible and not bore you with some of the finer technical specs. So on this side here, that's my mic. I'm using an AG2020. That's going straight into the mic input. It's a condenser mic, so it needs to be powered. It is powered by one of the cool things I really like about this mixer is that it is powered via USB. So right now it's plugged into my MacBook, and that's where we're getting all our power from. Up here I have a bass related tutorial channel, so I plug my bass into this input. If you're a guitar player, you can plug into that input, and I'm going to show you something really cool talking about the power and the inputs in a second, so keep watching. These two inputs are for keys or some other input that has a stereo input. I don't use those. I don't have a need to use those at this point. Gain, high or low, so just if you have a high output instrument, you just hit that and it puts a pad on there. Same with the mic. You have a pad there. I think that cuts at about 10 dB. Outputs, you got your monitor out, RCA, and your monitor out, 1/4 inch. I'm not a huge fan of this top up sort of configuration, but not a deal breaker. On typical mic stuff here, you've got your slider, your fader rather, for the mic, gain control for the mic so you can dial it in, compression, EQ. Now that's controlled via software. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I don't think that most people who are content creators are going to really get into that too much. I get the audio levels right, record a dry signal going in, and leave it there. So I don't want to record with effects or anything like that on. All right. So going back to this guitar channel, the instrument inputs, okay? And you could hook up another mic there as well. If you had a mic with a 1/4 inch jack, you could plug it into there. You're going to control the level with this knob here, right? Let's move on. The headset. So here's another mic input as well. That goes to channel 1. That is if you had a mic with an 1/8 inch jack, maybe a lapel mic, a lav mic that has a 1/8 inch jack. I don't use that. If you're doing play-alongs or anything like that, you'll use this. You can use this auxiliary input, and you just put that right into your. You just, like, if you had an iPod or you were playing from your phone or something like that, you plug that right into there. So this section here, I'm going to save that for another video. I want to keep this video short and just run through the basic features of this mixer. So we'll talk about that one in another video. Let's talk about this headphone jack for just a second. So right now, I'm actually using this headphone jack out and going into the camera in, the mic input in of my Canon M50. And my microphone that I'm using is an Audio-Technica AT2020 mic. So that's standing right in front of me, and that's going into, the mic is going into the mixer. The headphone jack is going straight out into the camera's input jack. All right, so the audio that you're hearing right now is directly into the camera. One of the reasons why I do that is because I really don't like to, if I can help it, I don't want to sync audio later. I want to get a clean signal in and put all the audio in at one time. So right here is your monitor level. I don't have this up because I don't have headphones on at the moment, and so if I turn this up too hot, you'll end up getting feedback. Let's see how far I could go without getting any feedback. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I can actually go pretty high, and that's just because of the way that the mic is set up in relationship to the speakers. But so now you can probably hear me coming through the speaker. So there's a speaker right there, and yeah. So we just keep that down, and here's my headphone level, which is actually now acting as a level for what's going into the camera. So if I turn that up too hot, it would start distorting and things like that. So yeah, man, that is the real, like, down and dirty basics of the Yamaha AG03. I'm going to do some other videos, I'm sure, on setup of this, and probably in the next video I will talk about hooking that up to a mobile device, which is what I was doing a lot when I first got it. Alright, so that was a really quick run through of the Yamaha AG03. Like I said, man, I think this thing is the best thing since sliced bread. One of the best investments I've made in a long time musically. I don't even use another interface, not for remote sessions or anything like that. I use it for all my live streams and stuff like that. There's a link in the comment section below or in the description section below. Check it out if you're interested. And also, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for being here for the first. I'll catch you in the next.